Hello and welcome back to another week in new genre books. My name is Amelia, and from Locus magazine, I'm going to tell you all about the new science fiction, fantasy, and horror books being published the week of June 18th, 2024. This week sees a return for Conan the Barbarian. We'll also discuss an enchanted Trans-Siberian Express, a magical Midwestern farm, and a haunted camera that once filmed something awful. First up, science fiction, we have 3 titles. From Tobias Buckell and David Klecha, we have The Runes of Engagement, out from Tachyon Publications in trade paperback and ebook. This is a military science fantasy novel, a mashup pitting the US military against legendary monsters from fantasy and role-playing games. Portals open in the sky, and orcs, trolls, and dragons fall through, and one platoon of Marines gets trapped on the wrong side of the portal in a hostile fantasy world. From James Breakwell, we have The Gods of Spenser, out from Solaris UK in trade paperback. This is a science fiction thriller novel, second in the series The Chosen 12. A colony world with the last 12 humans alive, all of them children, struggle to create a new civilization on the alien island that is now their forever home, a place full of monsters and the deadly robots brought with them on the colony ship, which reminds me of The Lord of the Flies by William Golding, a classic novel. Maybe you've seen the movie. Lord of the Flies was based on a real shipwreck where schoolboys had to survive on an island by themselves without adults. Only in real life, the kids were good to each other and they looked after each other, and that is not what happened in the book. Take a quick second for me right now and like this video. It only takes a second, okay, maybe 3 seconds, and it matters embarrassingly much to us. Thank you. From Kritika H. Rao, we have The Unrelenting Earth, out from Titan Books in paperback, ebook, and audio. This is an epic, near-future science fantasy novel inspired by Hindu philosophy, the second in the Rages trilogy, begun in the surviving sky. Ahila and Iravan risk everything, their lives, their culture, and their fragile marriage, in pursuit of the earth-shattering truth about their existence. Next up, fantasy, we have 11 titles. From Vajra Chandrasekera, we have Rakesfall, out from Tor.com, in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel told in non-linear fragments. 2 friends grow up in the wake of the Sri Lankan Civil War, then reincarnate over multiple lifetimes, deep into the future and the edge of human possibility. From Patricia Briggs, we have Winter Lost, out from Ace in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is an urban fantasy novel, 14th in the Mercy Thompson series. Mercy goes to Montana to help her brother and ends up trapped in a wilderness lodge with strangers facing ancient magics. From Sarah Brooks, we have debut novel The Cautious Traveler's Guide to the Wastelands, out from Flatiron in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a historical fantasy novel set on the Grand Trans-Siberian Express train, which journeys across a dangerous magical landscape. On the train's last trip, something went horribly wrong, though no one seems to remember what. Now the train is about to embark again. All aboard. From Tracy Chevalier, we have The Glassmaker, out from Viking in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a historical novel with fantasy elements. Ursula Rosso is the eldest daughter in a family of glassblowers on Murano who teaches herself the craft despite women not being allowed. Ursula and her family move slowly through time from the 15th century to the present. From Rosalie M. Lynn, we have debut novel Daughter of Calamity, out from St. Martin's in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a historical fantasy novel set in 1930s Jazz Age Shanghai. Showgirl Jing Wen works nights charming wealthy patrons, along with running money for her grandmother, the surgeon for the most powerful gang in the city. Then someone starts targeting showgirls. The attacker is stealing their faces. From Tricia Goyer, we have Breath of Bones, out from Enclave in hardcover and ebook. This is a historical fantasy novel set during the Second World War. Journalist Katerina Dubova joins forces with Joseph Lowe, a descendant of the famous Rabbi Lowe, who made a golem to protect Jews in 16th century Prague, but they may have created a dangerous entity they can't control. From Henry H. Neff, we have The Witchstone, out from Blackstone in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a humorous fantasy novel. Laszlo, demon in trouble for not doing his job, has his own agenda. He decides to help a young woman with a family curse break it, and things get weird from there. From Anacostia Miller, we have The Last Leviathan, out from Hot Tree Publishing in trade paperback and ebook. This is a romantic fantasy pirate novel. Maeve, a princess longing for freedom, finds refuge on a pirate ship with a hunky captain who shapeshifts into a sea dragon. I hadn't really thought of sea dragons as sexy, but a shape-shifting pirate sea dragon who represents freedom and happens to be handsome? All right, bring on the sexy dragon. From Amber Chen, we have Of Jade and Dragons, out from Viking in hardcover ebook and audio. This is a young adult fantasy novel, the first in the Fall of the Dragon series. Teen Ai Hui Ying dreams of becoming an engineer like her father, but then her father is murdered. Disguised as her brother, she infiltrates the Engineers Guild and finds an unexpected ally. From Emily Reffermat, we have debut novel The Invisible War, out from Black Rose Writing in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy novel. Garrison, age 14, is forced to go to his grandmother's hobby farm in the rural Midwest, and when the technology stops working, he starts to pay attention to the people around him and realizes the farm isn't what it seems. From Kerry McCauley, we have Bad Graces, out from Tegan Books in hardcover ebook and audio. This is a young adult thriller with fantasy elements inspired by the Tempest and Greek mythology. A group of young women whose yacht is wrecked off the North American coast have to deal with starvation, exposure, and a strange predator lurking in the forest as their bodies begin to inexplicably change. Next up, horror, we have 4 titles. From Craig DiLouie, we have How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, out from Red Hook in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a horror novel. Max Mari, famous horror director, is stymied by a limited budget until he discovers an old camera that filmed a very real Hollywood horror, and now sometimes the camera wails. From Marcus Klewer, we have debut novel We Used to Live Here, out from Bestler in hardcover ebook and audio. This is a horror novel about visitors who won't leave, involving a missing child, a haunting, and a mysterious door, based on a story first told on Reddit. From Belisha Rea, we have Voracious, out from Dark Matter Inc. in trade paperback and ebook. This is a psychological horror novel. A pregnant teen, her boyfriend missing and presumed dead, is having visions of a bug-filled apocalypse. No one believes her until her therapist starts having similar symptoms. I mean, we're implying everyone will believe the therapist, but I guess we have to read the book to find out. The book includes the title novella plus 2 short stories. From Steve Stred, we have When I Look at the Sky, All I See Are Stars, out from Darklit in trade paperback and ebook. This is a horror novella. Accomplished psychiatrist Dr. Rachel Hogendorf thinks she has seen it all until David arrives, claiming to be 400 years old and possessed by a demon. She diagnoses him with multiple personalities and begins treatment. He starts to share details he shouldn't know and lashes out violently. Finally, in collections and anthologies, we have 2 titles. From Scott Dorley and Carissa Carter, we have Assembling Tomorrow, a guide to designing a thriving future, out from 10 Speeds Press in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a collection of essays and short stories depicting possible futures, exploring how to use readily accessible tools to both mend the mistakes of the past and shape the future for the better, part of the Stanford School Library series. From Ananda Lima, we have debut collection Craft, Stories I Wrote for the Devil, out from Tor in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a collection / fix-up novel of linked stories involving a Brazilian-American writer who sleeps with the devil at a Halloween party and continues to see him throughout her life. I mean, if you're gonna have a piece on the side, you could do worse than to have it be the devil himself. That wraps up this week. Thanks for spending some time with us. At Locus, we set out to tell you everything happening in the science fiction, fantasy, horror publishing space. We are at Locus Mag or at Locus Magazine on most platforms. You can read more about the science fiction, fantasy, and horror field over at www.locusmag.com or show us your love by donating to our Patreon. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Come back and see us again soon, and we'll be here next week with more new books.